this is Pratima. Today I am going to present the issues in cash flow statement. I am moving on part A, useful of income statement and cash flow statement for investor. Income statement shows the profit and loss of the company and it helps the investor in investment decision process. Cash flow statement shows how the company manage and generate cash from operating, financing and investing activities. Operating activities shows the sources and usage of cash from daily business activities within a time period. Financing activities shows how the finance of the company are managed. Investing activities states how the investment is done over the period. Cash flow statement helps an investor for understanding clearly from where company generates cash. Investors and managers can identify revenues and expenses separated to non-business activities from income statement of the company. The next is part B, and under part B there are three different questions, and under question 1 there are various sub questions. Question A, major sources and uses of cash for each firm. Major sources is from operating activities as a receipt from customer, depreciation and amortization expenses and impairment. Major uses of cash for each firm are in financial activities as dividend paid, and in operating activities the major cash flow is in unrealized FX loss on revaluation of intercompany loan and payment to suppliers and employees. Other sources of income include interest from investment, sales of property and bank loan. Question B, the trend in cash flow from operations for each firm. The trend in cash flow from continuing operation for BHP is increasing in nature, where it is generating cash from operating activities. The trend in cash flow from continuing operation for Santos Limited is also increasing in nature and generating positive cash flow. The trend in cash flow from continuing operation for Fantastic Limited is losing cash from operating activities in all 3 years, which have negative effect in cash flow. Basically, cash flow trend is how the company's cash flows are in comparison on other. When the trend is positive, it is an indication that the company is financially strong. On the other hand, a negative trend is a clear indication that the company is financially trend normally includes financial cash flow, operating cash and investment. Question C, which belongs to compare and contrast the cash flow from operations with the net profit after tax in income statement of the BHP Limited. The net operating cash flow over the time is $16,804, $18,461 and $17,871 million from 2017, 2018 and 2019, whereas the profit after taxation from continuing and discounted operation is $9,185, 4,823 and 6,222 million from the year 2019, 2018 and 2017. The cash flow from operation is greater than the profit after taxation from continuing and discounted operation. Question D, it's about whether the firm is able to generate enough cash from operations to pay for all of its capital expenditures. Yes, BHP was able to generate enough cash flow to pay for capital expenditure. In 2019, the capital expenditure on cash basis was $6,250. In 2018, it was $4,979. And in 2017 it was 2,697, while the cash flow from operating activities for 2019 was $17,871. In 2018 was $18,461 and in 2017 was $16,804. Next, the question E, did the cash flow from operations cover the dividend payment made by the firm? Yes, BHP was able to cover the dividend payment amount by the amount of operation, where the dividend paid on 2019 was $11,395 and in 2018 was $5,220. The cash flow from operating activities for 2019 was $17,871. In 2018 was $18,461, and in 2017 it was 16,804. Even though if we add the dividend paid to non-controlling interest, still the non-cash flow have enough balance to cover the payment of the dividend. Question F. How did the firm invest the excess cash? BHP has generated excess cash from the operating and is able to pay for the capital expenditures in 2017 and 2018 and 2019. 2017 it has generated $18,612. In 2018 it has generated 22,949, and in 2019 it has generated 23,428. With excess cash is used into manage the capital expenditure and to pay the shareholder dividend. When the cash generated by firm is excess, it becomes easier to invest in government securities or debt or equity instruments. When risks increase, the company is likely to invest in more returns. Question G. It is about whether the firm used working capital accounts or cash and cash equivalent. Trade and other receivables are increased, which means the cash flow have decreased. Inventory is increased, which decreases the cash flow. Current tax assets have also increased, due to which the cash flow is decreased. Trade and other payable has increases, which causes increase in cash flow because the cash has not paid yet. Provision have also increased, which helps to generate more cash. Interest bearing liabilities, liabilities held for sale, other financial liabilities and decreased, which have caused the lower cash flow because cash was used to decrease the liability. The next is question as it's all about major items affected cash flows for each firm. Received from customer increases the cash flow. Exploration and evaluation of assets have decreased the cash flow. Repayment of borrowing have also increases the cash flow. Interest paid have also increased the cash flow. Net income tax and royalty related taxation paid have also decreased the cash flow. Purchase of property, plant and equipment, it also increased the cash flow. Question I. The trend in capital expenditure for each firm. The CAPEX have declined from 2017 to 2019 due to the high investment in PPE and other intangible assets. The next is question J. The trend in dividends. The dividend received for the BHP is decreasing in term where the dividend increased over the period. In context, Santos Limited has an increasing trend and received and dividend paid. Next is question K. The trend in net borrowing. For BHP, the borrowing is decreasing, where the borrowing for Santos Limited has increased in 2018, then that of 2017, but have increased in 2019 lastly. The Fantastic Limited borrowing has declined into 2018, then that of 2017, but again increased at 2018. Next is question L, which is about the trend in working capital accounts of the BHP Limited. Working capital equals to total current assets minus total current liability. The working capital in 2018 is $11,034, and for 2018 is 21,141. Where I'm moving on part B, question 2. Evaluation of the financial strength of the three companies. BHP Limited is one of the companies to have the best and strongest financial strength among all three. It has the highest amount of operating cash flow, which helps to invest in the profitable opportunity and help to deal with all of the cash-related problems to the company. The objective of the company is achieving profit as well as economic and social end goals. Different ratios such as net interest margin, return on equity, and return on asset can be used to measure the company's financial strength. Net interest margin used for measuring the difference between the amount of interest paid out by the company to the lenders and interest income generated by the company. Higher ROE, ROE means a return on equity. It gives the higher return to shareholders. ROE shows the profitability of the company, and it allowed investors to determine whether the company's management can generate income through use of the available assets. The cash flow as BHP Limited was $16,804 in 2017, 18,461 in 2018, and 17,871 in 2019, and all are in million. The company has enough cash to pay dividend to shareholders because of high dividend. Yet Limited is one of the best company as per its financial strength among the three companies because its cash and cash equivalents increases over time. For instance, it has $14,108 in 2017, whereas in 2018 it was 15,813, and in 2019 it was 15,593 million. Santos Limited cash flow source operating cash flow have increased over the year from 1578 to 2046 million from 2018 to 2019 due to decrement in cash and cash equivalent from $1,316 in 2018 to $1,067 million in 2019. Santos Limited is not able to pay dividend to investors, thus it has a weak financial position as compared to BHP. Fantastic Limited has negative cash and cash equivalent as well as weak operating cash flow over the period from $10,182 to $8,030 million from 2018 to 2019. Thus, the company cannot be able to pay dividend to its investors. Among all three companies, Fantastic Limited has weak financial performance as compared to Santos Limited and BHP Limited. Well, the next is the part B, question 3. The question is about the best company for lending purpose as an investor. It means as an investor, which one is the best company for the lending purpose? I would select BHP Limited lending or investing purpose because it has strong cash flows in comparison to Santos Limited and Fantastic Limited. BHP paid greater dividend to the shareholder comparing to the Santos and Fantastic, which was the investor to get more return from the company. BHP Limited has the highest cash and cash equivalent rather than two companies, which is also increasing in nature over the time period. I found that BHP Limited has highest cash and cash equivalent from operating, investing and financing activities rather than other two companies to invest in company. Well, in conclusion, financial statement is a very important factor for all investors in order to measure the strength and weakness of a company. Cash flow statement plays an important role for the estimation of amount of money that the investor might get from the investment. Among three organizations, BSP Limited has a strong financial strength due to its highest amount of cash from operating activities. Well, this is the end of the presentation. Thank you.